What's going on, everyone? This is Sherry, and you are tuned into She Said What She Said, the podcast where we interview badass women in the sports world and beyond. And today is Valentine's Day. It goes perfectly with our colors and our theme. So, yes, I did do my hair and I did put a little lipstick on. And I am going into my 80s flash dance style for some red. And so tonight we don't have a guest, but we are going to be talking about this lovely concept of Valentine's Day, love, all that goodness that goes with it, and being a woman. And without further ado, bringing on the queen of the Lachey, Miss Faye. Hey,
Hello, happy
how do you like?
Valentine's Day.
How do you like that tagline?
That was good. Queen of the Lachey. I like it. I gotta
Yeah.
start doing some more though. I feel like I gotta make that like if you're gonna say it, I gotta make it happen. So
I
time to
know,
start working
right?
on the Lachey.
I'm still doing the Lachey. I'll find. Look, we're workshopping, okay? And I
Yeah.
like think about them as like once I'm like walking my dog, and I don't want to think about too many at a time because I don't have anything to write it down with. So I get one in my head. I'm like, okay, that's the one
Voice
we're gonna.
notes. Use voice notes and just like say it into your phone or send yourself a message and then it's
Probably
easy.
the smart way to do it.
Yeah.
Probably the smart way to
So
do
I
it.
love the red and I love the
Yep.
flash dance. It looks good. Looks great. Are you a usual celebrator of Valentine's Day? Do you like I adore Valentine's
I
Day and I know everyone
do too.
okay, good. I am such a lover and it's like I love the day. And people are like, hey, it's either you should be showing people you love every day and that doesn't matter. It's a Hallmark holiday or it's like something else like, yeah, blah. It's like a stupid holiday. And I'm like, yeah, you should be, but you're not. And second, fuck it. Like, just like go along with it. Like, yes, there's
It's
gifts
a
and there's flowers.
happy day.
Let it show your significant other. Like, who cares if you don't like it? Show your friends. I've been receiving and giving texts all day, and it's just like I'm in it. I'm in it, and I love it.
Well, hopefully, if you're lucky, my cat will show you his butt because that's
Yeah.
what he likes to do
Uh,
when he's in love. But
yes.
yeah, no, I bought myself some flowers. I pretty much always buy myself chocolate covered strawberries, but Jewel only had the white chocolate covered strawberries left. And I was like, I'll just like, I like a
Mm,
little mini like chocolate cake because I
oh,
love
nice.
chocolate and I
Me
love
too.
flowers. And like, I usually you just need to. Yes, were the flowers more expensive at Jewel? Yes, a dozen roses was
That's true.
$20. Is it normally about 12? Yes,
Sure.
but
That's all right. I
whatever. It's
whatever. I bought
it's a
myself.
pretty day.
So the Super Bowl got to me, and I bought myself so I love Reese's peanut butter cups. So I bought myself the new caramel ones.
How are they?
They are worth it. 100% worth it. So like I'm just saying, if you're having a day where you do it, they are. So I had my coffee and I had my Reese's peanut butter cups this afternoon, and I was
Uh
like,
huh.
and I went for it, and it was totally worth it. So they are good. So
I
yay,
am all about.
Reese's.
I like holidays. Like, I mean, yesterday was Fat Tuesday. I had a punchki.
Oh, I love yes.
I normally always do like a Mardi Gras party, but it came so early this year.
Dang
I
it.
wasn't ready. And so
Right.
I'm like, skip a year. But yeah, no, I like holidays, especially if I can eat candy or something like that. But yeah, I they didn't have any good like dozen yellow roses or orange roses, but I
They
did see
haven't.
I got a good mixed color, so I have what I have in there.
Wait, can you bring them? Can you,
Red,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
yellow, orange. It's over there, but it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like a nice little dozen of
Good
yeah.
for you.
But I'm a big yellow roses fan, so
Yeah, I do. I love now. Do you usually get like the big ones, or do you get like I love the little mini ones? They're
I like the
if I
big
can
ones.
get more, and I will
Mm.
like mix them up. Flowers in general. I mean, love the lilies and the calla lilies, but
Can't have those with a cat, so the only thing that I can have is roses,
oh, I
especially
forgot about that.
lilies, because those can go into the air. So I get roses, and I actually took a class where I learned how to fluff the roses, so I
Yeah,
can like make them look like
so good. Yeah, because they look better that way.
They
Well,
do.
good for you. Way to show yourself. That is self-care, self-love. So that's a lot.
It was
I
me and
think,
a bunch of dudes buying their last minute things at Jewel.
oh my God, I went into Walgreens today. Well, early this morning, I went into Target and it was so many dudes in there buying their bouquet, their $25 bouquet. Hey, whatever. It's the thought that counts, whether it's less. You don't want to go too early and get flowers, so I get that. But
No, you
Target
got to
had a
get them the
lot of
day
flowers.
before. Yeah, a
And,
day out. Yeah.
it was like it was 8 a.m. So it was when they first opened, and there was no Valentine's Day cards left. But I was peeping out like all the energies, and it was cute. And they had like the guys were buying champagne and they were getting the flowers, and I'm like,
You
even
can
if it's
be so stereotypical. Like my ex would always get me, a thing of roses from Jewel, and I loved it. Because it's just the thought that counts. You don't need to spend $50 on a bouquet. Just go across the street. And the funny thing is, he would sometimes get me flowers randomly. And I said so much like how I like doing that. And so one day my dad bought my mom flowers randomly, and she's like, "What are these for? Why did you get them?" He's like, "Just a gift."
yeah.
He learned.
Exactly.
He's trying to learn. Yeah. So, but yes.
Absolutely.
And last night you went and joined our, I would say our sister show.
Our sister or our brother show.
I'm the sister show.
You're the sister. Yes. Yeah. So I did the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. And I gotta say, if any of you guys are listening, I fucking love you guys. Like, it was so random, and they apologize once or twice because like they get really into it. But that's the thing. I love the passion. I love like they were talking and I was learning, and I felt like totally out of my element because as I told them, you are the jock in the relationship here. So like I definitely was. And because Terrence had asked me literally at like 3 or 4 o'clock that afternoon, and I was like, sure. And I hadn't checked their podcast out yet, so I didn't know the dynamic. And I was like, and then I did after I said yes, and I was like, oh shit, like what did I get myself into? And it was fine. Like, Terrence, you tried to bring it back. You tried to like say, you kept me involved. The guys were just like, I don't want to have to talk about this or that. I want to talk about football and sports and all the things. And I was like, go at it. But I'm excited to actually meet everybody in person, like whenever, I'm sure you guys do something at some point in the year.
Yeah. We've done a few things. They've done some live shows before at like Wiener Circle, and I've gone to those and I've hosted.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we had a Gabe from B96 on there too.
Oh, love that.
So yeah, I got to interview him. But yeah, welcome to the family of shows. So you officially meet the guys, the bros, the dudes.
The bros, those bros.
The bros, yeah. I've known John and Chris for 15 years. Props. Chris was on the very first flag football team I ever played on, Black Panthers. Holler. John and I played a bunch of tournaments together. You should play against him. Fun fact, John ended my football career. I love him, but he ended it.
Oh, what's this story?
I got a really bad concussion during the game, and I took a nap on the field, and I was playing defense against his team, and he threw the ball that I went to hit down, and I went night. So yeah, John ended it, man.
Love it. I mean, you're a trooper. You did it. Dang.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but good people, man. It's a good group. But we're talking about modern love, women, that good stuff. Valentine. I mean, you can't have a guest on Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? It's it's kind of weird, right? It's like
we gotta talk.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're like, cancel your dinner, or are you blatantly, obviously single? Would you like to come on?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, no, I have a date tonight. everybody that's watching and my girl Sherry, like this is my date and I love it.
I have the hottest date. Have you seen this girl's outfit right now? Ba boom. I know. She was like, I'm gonna get a little cute. I'm like, okay, let me take my t-shirt off.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good for you. So when you think about love, Miss Sherry, like what does love mean to you? Like if you had a definition that wasn't in Webster's dictionary, and I don't even know the Webster's dictionary meaning of love, but what does that mean to you? Like because I think maybe you have a different opinion. Love and being in love are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what is love in general to you?
To me, love is limitless. Like you do not have a finite amount of love to give. It is, I mean, obviously you feel it toward your pets and your parents, hopefully, but like it's a feeling of that connection with a person where you would do, you can do what you can, like you care about them, you think about them when they're not around, and you genuinely want the best thing for that person. To me, that's love.
Yeah. And with that, because I agree with you, like that was perfectly said in my eyes, that was perfectly said. So do you think that love has boundaries then?
I think that everything can have boundaries,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Love cannot be a one-way street, or else you're going to get a stalking charge against you.
Do you know that from experience, Sherry?
Fortunately, no.
Me
But
neither.
I've seen a few things on Netflix, and I'm aware of Dateline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
Lifetime Movie Network.
everything, right? So that's the difference. Yes, love can have boundaries. Being in love is that romantic piece, right? That is, to me, that is the love that you have for a person mixed in with sexual chemistry and that type of love. Because
Sure.
if you don't have that chemistry with a person, why would you date them or marry
Right.
them? Like that's what separates the lovers from the friends.
Yeah.
Like
There's a
my
little
guy
bit.
Ursher.
There's that tingle. There's that tingle, which I mean, that whole controversy with him and Alicia now. I mean, I was feeling some tingling during that. But yeah. But yeah, I agree with you too. There's a lot, there's a body buzz, I think that's different with being in love than loving. And yeah, and I think that like, yeah, growing up and getting older, like that idea of being in love has changed. And I think something like we'll talk about tonight, it's like uh and as women, more because in the past, historically, we think about being in love and marriage. Let's talk about marriage or just relationships. It's like, okay, we are in love. And as the woman who's going to be your wife, I am going to now give a lot of things up and take care of the home and the kids, or just, because in the past there was always kids involved. You get married to have kids. And so now I'm going to compromise myself. And now what everyone says I'm going to do is I have to be like this package in a bow type of person, this human that is going to love you, and the man's going to go out and with that, and the man then had his role as like being the breadwinner and like coming home and having dinner for like ready for him, and so everyone had their role in love. And so I think right now what we want to talk about is like that over time those roles change for both.
Absolutely.
And the ideas for love in each situation of marriage or boyfriend and girlfriend. And I think that those have changed too a lot.
We're really only one generation out, right, from women feeling like they had to get married.
Yep.
We're like when my mom was in college, people went to college to get an MRS degree. you didn't go, if you had career aspirations, you were, probably like a lesbian or, something, or,
No, it's
people would
true.
judge
Very
you.
true. Yeah.
And it's so like, and like just the way you've described it of like the woman giving up everything of like, yeah, it does seem to be that. And, now 2024, right? Women, yes, we still have hurdles and we still have glass
Of
ceilings, but
course.
women don't have things to stop them from going to college, right? Women can get educations. Women can do almost any job except for apparently the president of the United States.
Not that we couldn't do it. We just
Right.
haven't
Yeah,
been
he
giving
hasn't
the
done it
chance yet.
yet. Yeah, and yeah, and then shit, you can freeze your eggs. You can get a sperm donor.
Yes.
You can do all those things that come along with before times, and then you can have enough money to pay for your own nanny or your own au pair. Not saying you don't need a man, but it's like you no longer need to find that man in your 20s.
No.
Your 20s or early 30s. It's all of a sudden, it's opened up this whole couple, decades of time where that press that was used to be, that pressure, well, so I think a lot of women still feel it. It's released so much.
So were you like growing up? I wasn't. I was raised by a single mother. I mean, I had a dad that was not present after, especially during my formative years. And, and here's one thing. And, I think go back to show number one, we were all going to find out a lot about me. And because I'm very open with how I talk, my dad wasn't very present for most of my life. He was a really fun dad for a minute. And, but after so at 11, my parents got divorced. So my mom was a single mom. And I felt at that time I took over as like her like peer rather than an 11-year-old child. And so I never really was like, I have to be married. And I had an aunt of mine who never got married, and I like adored her and was very inspired and motivated by her. And so for me, like marriage wasn't like this necessity. And I did end up getting married and find someone. But when you grew up, was that like, I mean, were your parents together? Like, how did you grow up feeling about marriage and finding a partner?
Yeah, my parents have been married since July 9th, 1977.
Yes, that was a great year, I think. It was the 70s. Every year was a
I
great
know
year.
that date because people used to not get married on Thursdays, and that's why they didn't get married on 7/7/77. My mom's biggest regret in life.
Oh, she could have changed the dynamic of everything.
I know, right? Can you imagine how cool it is? Speaking of your guys, Greg the Tank. But yeah, I grew up in a very actually for as like modern as my views are. I grew up in a very traditional thing of where like my dad was, business owner. My mom only worked part time. 2 kids, nice house. But the difference was, if you were to ask anyone who the head of the household was, it was my mom.
Of course. Yes.
Of course. My dad is I never met his mom. She passed away when he was like 21. But my dad is from Germany. He grew up in post-World War II Germany. German women.
I'm one of them. I get it.
The German women don't take shit, man. And he grew up with a mother that was like, apparently a lot like me, opinionated, strong-willed, and did what she needed to do to get out of Germany. Stuff. And so my dad went and he married a strong-willed, opinionated German woman who came from another strong-willed, opinionated German woman with the men that just kind of get, I don't want to say bossed around in their house, but yeah, it was definitely like
he knew he was going to be taken care of.
So here is what my dad had said, actually probably with his past. He is a man, he doesn't talk necessarily a ton, but when he does speak, he usually has good things to say. He said, during the day, owning companies, he'd have to make decisions all day long. He'd always have to have the final say, this and that. So he really just liked going home and being told what to do.
He was like, I'm masculine all day. I'm gonna come home and get into my
and
feminine.
just have someone. And his thing was, he really thought that men that needed to like boss a woman around were not feeling fulfilled in their professional life and everything else, so they needed to have something to have control. Whereas for him it was like, oh, thank God, like, I'm off work, I don't know what's for dinner, I'm not going to request anything, they're going to do
Right.
it. And it goes there. It's like, as I tell my dad, no one can spend his money as well as I can.
Very
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, you'll go somewhere and I'll book the stuff for him. I've literally booked his surprise 65th birthday party on his credit card.
Oh, and you said that, like,
one of his best experiences. Yes, the private tour of the Reptarium. I got permission from my mom, but I'm like, I can't afford this. And so I told him afterwards, I was like, by the way, you paid for it. And he's like, oh, wow, I had no idea.
It was the best thing I've ever bought myself forever.
I know. I was like, you're welcome, Ted Green. But that dynamic, right, really made me one, I understand like what a partnership, what love is. My parents both have now they do more stuff together because they're retired, but like, sure, my dad has different hobbies. They have different hobbies, they do different things, like, because they're like, what would you talk about if you do everything together? And it's, so you have the strong-willed woman kind of runs the show, people with separate, independent type hobbies. And then it's also from my dad, like, I'm not gonna put up with shit. Like, I always think, like, if the guy, like, what would Ted Green say if I told him, what this guy did? I'm like, if I can't articulate to him, how the dynamic is or something in the dating world, I can't do it. What would Ted Green think if a guy asked me to split a bill on the first date? I don't think Ted Green would like that very much.
That is interesting, because that is spoken from a woman that comes from that growing up and that experience. Because if someone asked me, I
know my worth, man.
Yes. And see, and it's cool that you say that, because I'm of the camp that's like, I'm going on a first date with someone. You've probably been on 20 first dates with somebody. Like, I know my worth too, but like, I don't mind splitting it. Like, I don't mind splitting it. If I ask you, I don't mind even paying for it, because I know also, but that's also me being in my, like, that masculine thing. So like, I need to like also tone that shit down, because then that's setting, I think that's also setting a bar that I'm going to be this woman. So it's also different. I'm learning, but that's just me. I've always been very independent and not needing anyone. Right. So because I've been paying for my own stuff since I was 12 years old. So I was always just like, I can take care of myself. And so that's interesting that
I can, but I'm not going to.
But you can't, yes. And and I think that like, I'm understanding that now, that I can also stereotypically need to let the man take care of me in that sense. But that's been very hard. I've not been able to do that for a very long time, or ever. Yeah. I do not allow people to take care of me, because I can take care of myself. So I think that even in my marriage, that was something that I think I went in on, that like, I need to split everything, and which is what maybe be wonderful, but I think I stripped away a lot of what a man needs to feel as far as being able to take care. And now I've set this precedent of, I'm just going to take care of myself. And I wasn't able to live in my own female energy because of that. So, ladies, like, let the men like do some shit. Like, let them be caring and taken care of. And like, because at some point in life, you're going to be like, why can't you just do these things? And you're like, because you didn't want to let him do anything.
And that is the whole, because, you know, we can talk about gender roles and this or that, but, you know, a real man, right? There's still that piece where chivalry doesn't necessarily need to be dead, right? We still make, so what, 75 cents to a dollar of a man's, like, we still have Title
Sure.
IX. Like, we are still the fairer sex. And so if a guy, to me, lets you pay on the first date, that's just kind of setting a precedent where he might not treat you like, you know, he might not worship the ground you walk on.
Sure.
And I think a guy should. Now, am I going to start paying by like date 3? Absolutely. But just not on the first date, on principle. And I also never will split
That's
a
fair.
bill. I will never split a bill. Either I'm
that's
paying for it
interesting.
or you're paying for it. We are not going to be one of those couples both pulling out our own credit card and asking you to split it. No.
Yeah.
I'll pay
Okay.
for it, or you'll
And
pay for it.
that is
We're
actually
a
like,
team.
yes. And I 100% think that like, that is awesome. And I understand that. And I have never been that person. Just, it's so fun. Like, I get that. And I respect that. And I love that idea. And it's always been so hard for me to say, I want you to take care of me. And maybe that's my own like guard and whatnot. Because, and well, now, like, if I, when I do go out, like, decide I want to go out with someone, it's like, yeah, let's go out for coffee or lunch or something. And I always do say, do you want to share this? But I get that. And I understand that.
A
I
lot
think
of my
there's
guy
so many.
friends will buy me food and this and that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
always accept. I never, if someone offers to treat me to something, I never say no.
Good for you.
Because you shouldn't.
I think you should.
Don't want to get into that whole, oh, no, I have. If you generally would like to purchase me something and you're not a stalker and it won't end up on Dateline, but that's also the thing too. Like, if you know a guy's trying to sleep with you and you don't want to sleep with him, don't let him buy you things.
Well, and I think that's where I'm coming from a little bit.
Yeah. It's a fine line.
It is. And now, okay, so now has it been something where you've asked someone out and like you're the one that you initiated the date? Because I feel like if I initiate something, then I'm like, well, I initiated it.
I've never asked
just
a guy out on a date.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Okay. Good for you.
If you want to go out with me, you can ask. I will drop very strong hints and open the door up for you to walk on through, but I will never ask a man out.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I am so opposite. I'm just
if you don't have the balls to ask me out, it ain't gonna work because I will walk over. Like, I need someone to
get that.
Because I can walk over someone, and I don't want someone that I can walk all over. So, yeah.
And I definitely think I'm stuck in that where I definitely am just like, okay, if I'm asking you out and they're not used to it, they're like, oh, this might be fun. And then I like tell them all the things. And then they're like, oh, all right, Chica, you're too much. And I'm like, fine. I'm a lot. I'm 100% a lot. And I accept that. And that's okay. And go grab your not so much person because I need, if you can handle me, great. And like, but I do understand, like, I don't necessarily like want to be like a sugar mom or anything and like pay for everything. But I definitely have that where I need someone to know that like, I do take care of myself and I'm not looking for someone to take care of me. But I do see like that difference where it's like, it's dating. I haven't dated in like 20 years. So I don't know.
Like, ultra feminist. And I will sit there and let you pay. I won't even open my purse. I won't even offer. And I won't ask you out on a date. Like, literally, I will.
This is great.
I won't even look at it. I mean.
No, you're just like sitting there talking. You're like, I got to use the bathroom. And then you come back and still sitting there.
Yeah, I'm Be real
That's
uncomfortable.
fantastic.
Yeah, it just I don't know. I don't know how I was raised or how my views are, but yeah, I'm very much like
And
in that.
that's okay because you've just like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like we are actually like going back and forth and like whichever men are listening to this right now, you are seeing like two sides of the spectrum because definitely a lot different on, what it is. But I haven't actually been on an actual date, like a real like take you out to dinner in
Hmm.
many, 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 many years aside from my ex-husband. And so like I don't
That's
know
weird.
how that is
Yeah, that
these
is
days.
weird. That's weird because you've got God. What? So we have be who you are, and you'll find someone who's genuine, can make you laugh. Being able to share laughs helps. Yes. But that
Thanks.
very first thing, be who you are. Do not hide yourself. I am not going to hide.
Me neither.
I don't like dive bars. I like nicer things. Like
I do like dive bars, but let me tell you,
there's
I
a
am a
there's a
take me to,
certain time and place for
oh, for
them.
sure.
Don't take me on a first date to a dive bar. I will say
Never.
no.
No, absolutely not.
Like no. I like to dress up. So
Same.
that's going to be weird when I'm looking super cute and everyone else is wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
not going to do. So now, what year did you get married?
I got married in 2000. Oh my gosh, was it 13? Yeah, I think 2013. Yeah,
Man,
because it was 10. It was going to be 10. It was
it
10
was going to be
years.
10 and you
It,
and
no,
you consciously uncoupled or
yes, we unmarried. I
Mhm.
love the word unmarried. I use that. So we unmarried last year officially. And so yeah, we were together almost 20 years. So it was one of those things where, I think back when I was in my 20s when we met, I mean, he's an amazing. I mean, I still have so much love for him. Like
Absolutely, you guys have a great relationship.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we do. And I do have so much love for him and I love it like so much. And I think, um, when we met, I was I didn't have I didn't trust myself and didn't listen to myself. And I
Mhm.
found someone that trusted me and listened to me and like gave me all that. And so
Mhm.
I was feeling my own, because I didn't have it myself, I let and gave that power to someone else to do that for me. And
Mhm.
so, and that was like for years. I decided that like he knew more than me and he knew
Mm.
better than me because he's smart and he's a very smart, brilliant, like understanding. There's all these, I could list all the qualities that are
Mhm.
fantastic. And he did all these things like for me emotionally and like just it was great. But as I said, even though like he did all this, I was still that person that like we have to split this and I would still
Mm.
split this. And I didn't
Mm.
want you to think that I'm taking advantage of you. And I wanted to make sure he knew I was like in it so that I could, and I was participating
Mhm.
and giving what I could. Um so as I got older and like started really working on me, um and just like thinking about things, I think that um I realized that my dishonesty with myself and me not like trusting myself
Mm.
and not having the ability to say, Faye, like what you think is okay and
Mhm.
how you feel is okay. And like, what are your needs and wants? And so we had a conversation and many conversations. Um, and so we both understood that like um we didn't want the same things. So it's hard, any separation is hard.
Mhm.
But that gave me the ability to um take a lot of time to like myself like me liking myself, not just because he liked me and he loves me and
Yeah.
he loves me. It was about me, which
Faye loving Faye.
yeah, and it sucks that I took, you know, so many years to figure that out, but he also like allowed me to do that throughout the years, you know. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's not the easiest or most fantastic story, but very grateful.
It's real though. That's the thing. Like the simplest, like, so why, why am I not with, Andre, who I was with for 4 years? And I thought that was, we want to live different lives. And I don't think that we are ever going to want to live in the same place. Like he doesn't live in Chicago anymore. Like where he wants to live and how he likes to live his life and what he wants to do with his career doesn't necessarily match with mine.
Right.
And it sucks, but it's like I did not want to give up my career. He makes a lot of money. He could support me, but I don't want that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to just have that. So yeah, absolutely. No. And it's tough. I know I see your tears going, but that's real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is like that point.
Yeah.
That point where you're like, yeah, what do we do?
It like, yeah, exactly. But it also made me feel like with anything, you have an idea of like, sorry, I'm like listening and there's like a fire alarm going off. And I'm like, I hope it's not in my basement. Is that you? Oh, okay.
It's my building.
Uh-oh. I hope everything's okay. If you have to go, like, we'll understand if there's a fire in your building.
I might need to go check that out.
Yeah. That's it's Valentine's Day. Somebody's on fire.
Right? Things to remember. Everyone comes with some kind of baggage. You take the bad with the good, compromise, and communicate is key as well.
Yeah. Well, communication is very key. The problem is when you're
fire real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead, and I will just explain. I'm gonna go with that comment. So yes, I do agree with you on communication, and when you're someone, whether you're the man or the female, whichever part of the relationship, because there's all kinds of relationships now, when you are not someone that understands like your place or that your voice matters and what you feel matters, communication's hard. There's always the aspect of you don't want to hurt someone and you don't want to hurt yourself, or you don't like conflict, or you don't like all these things. And so communication can become so hard. And that was something I was going to say, is that like the harder the conversation that you feel, especially in a relationship, the time that you think that like, I don't want to say this because I think this is going to like start something or whatever, that's the time it's like, this is the shit I got to say. And as a younger person, I didn't want to say things because I didn't think it mattered. And I wanted to make sure everyone stayed happy. I wanted to make sure he stayed happy. So like it all, for me, that's what love was like, I was just like, well, I need to keep these things aside because I'm really going to try to be there for him because he believes in me. And as great as that is,
I need to leave my building for a few minutes. You want to keep talking, or do you want me to
Oh my God. Okay, if you need to, yes. What I can do, like, is there a fire?
It smells like someone cooked something and there's a lot of smoke.
I could stay on and just like anyone that's watching, can you just ask questions? I don't want to if you want to keep it on, I can stay on.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, Sherry. Yeah, save yourself. All right. So that's like the answer to that question. So I am now on by myself. Everything's going to be okay. I think someone just burned, this is what I imagine. Somebody was like, I'm going to make a sexy dinner. Then they started cooking and then they got busy. And then, yeah, the food burned because they were getting busy doing something else. So anyways, anyone that's on here right now, let's keep the questions going because otherwise I have nothing. No, I could have plenty to say because we can talk about a lot of stuff, but I'd rather have somebody chime in and give me some stuff. So anything? Yeah, I think she's gonna be okay. But no one I know my friend Salma's listening. Salma, what do you have to say? Oh, I think she's coming back. I think everything's okay. I think Salma's listening. Who else is listening? I think my uncle's listening. Yeah, no one's answering. Oh no, I hear. Well, there's the fire department. Oh, well, I don't know if we're gonna continue this. This isn't good. I wish you could just bring her iPad outside with her. All right. I'm trying to think what we can do here. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have a couple comments here. So you can't sacrifice your happiness. Thank you for Kirkimish, in place or that. Speaking up for yourself to let your partner know how to keep the relationship going. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. That.
Gary?
Oh, geez. Yeah, speaking up for yourself is extremely important. Oh, her kitty. She's got a kitty. So speaking up for yourself is definitely important. I think she's back. Broken heart set the whole place on fire. Hope everyone is okay. Yeah, it was a broken heart. I don't know. I still think someone overcooked something, but maybe that person also left because the food wasn't good. Yeah, I do think that. Wait, how did you say that again? You said. Okay, so speaking up. So here's the thing. So speaking up is great. I totally agree with you. Wow. Okay, it sounds like just a Vic. And I do agree with that. I think that we should all be able to speak up and be able to communicate with our partners because that is how. Oh, you're back. Good. We can keep talking. We had someone bringing in stuff. So what happened? Was someone cooking something?
First floor. I confirmed with. They were airing everything out, so they're like, no, there's nothing there. So.
Anyway.
I carried my dog back up the stairs because she's old.
Oh, this poor thing. Wait, what happened to me? I lost you. Oh yeah. Sorry. So we had I have a new one. No, I agree. Yeah, when you stay quiet and bury it, it doesn't go away. And then there's resentment that starts, and there's a whole bunch of things that end up coming on, and then it doesn't go away because you're like, I can handle it. And that was to my point. When you don't believe in what you have to say is actually valid, or when you don't want to start issues or problems, you just are just like, okay. But also, if someone isn't responding or you don't feel comfortable, so there's a give and take with that. And one could say, if you say something and someone's not receiving it well, then they're not the one. Well, when you're young and you don't believe in yourself and you don't have that self-esteem yet, you're not really going to take that in. And you're not going to believe it. So, when you, like, for me, it was like, and I told him this, like, you put someone on a pedestal and you're just like, you're all knowing and all like loving and like all these things, and you're down here and like a whole shit ton of things transpire from that. And it's not healthy for either person, because at some point,
it's not a dynamic that's going to lead to a, you know, long-term healthy partnership.
No.
And that's like really the key thing is partner, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So there was that, but we've been able to like be honest with each other. Unfortunately, like, it took many years for me to really be honest with myself and then be honest to him, which is like kind of one of the things we're talking tonight, is like where women stand on all the things that they're able to do now, and like being on their own and not needing a partner, whether another woman, another man, whatever. Some of us are just like really okay on our own.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to get married someday, but it's like priority wise, I mean, you know, you got a date to go get married. That's weird. Maybe he's one of those firefighters that came to. I missed it. Yeah.
You didn't even meet any of them in that time?
I know enough firefighters. You get afraid they won't listen, hear your needs, and now you put yourself out there, probably feel more vulnerable and silly. You know, I gotta tell you, man, like, therapy, self-esteem, the ability to feel vulnerable, open up to another person, these are things that, I mean, we need to learn how to do. But in the same sense, there are people that are going to take your vulnerability and take advantage of it. You know, it is like very hard. And if you grew up in a situation, you know, like yourself, where, you know, people's parents get divorced. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of a relationship with a parent, but sometimes it happens. And so you kind of, love should never be conditional, right? Like that, you should always feel like that person should be there. And so, man, that shit is tough. So to lighten it up, though, it's Valentine's Day. We're talking about love. What is your love language?
Ooh, I was just asked this the other day, and my love language is absolutely like touch. Like touch and intimacy, I think they kind of go
physical affection. I can see
physical affection. And I went and I thought kind of it was like quality time, but I think it might be words of affirmation.
Okay.
So those are like a close second. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm all of them.
Well, sure. No one's anti anything.
Right. But I think those are going to be my top two, and a tie for number two, but physical touch. And I think, you know, that's why I became a massage therapist, because that's how I show my love.
That checks out, man. That checks out. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Acts of service is beyond my number one. Like I said, like that whole paying for the first date, that whole thing of like, I believe you show your love through doing things for that other person. So like I cook, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's like my kind of act of service. It's all those little things. And that's really me. Hold on, we have some comments. So I gotta check these out.
There's a lot.
I say within a day or two, you have an idea of a person's character. You'll know if they're a considerate person. You know you will, but there are a lot of people who can wear a mask for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
You need to see a person
totally.
All seasons of the year to really see. I mean, you get to see a character, but like true narcissists, those fuckers can hide that shit for a long time. We have another comment. 100% okay with splitting the bill, but I think because my platonic male fans spoil me so much, it lessens my expectation.
Yes, Sally, I get that. That's my girl. She's out in Puerto Rico right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and so yeah, so that is kind of like acts of service is huge to me. Like you need to do things for me.
Yeah.
Number 2 is quality time because and here is my thing. You know what's on the very bottom of my list?
Physical
Words
touch.
of affection. No, words of affection is my lowest.
Okay.
Because I think the words don't necessarily matter. Actions matter. I'm actions over words person.
I can see that.
And like I'm German. We are not like a super affectionate language. Have you ever heard German people talk?
I have. My grandmother is 100% German. So
Yeah,
I understand.
that's not romantic.
No, it's gross.
Yeah, so I did not grow up in that like I love you type family. So like that's my very last one.
I can see that.
Man, talk is cheap, motherfucker. Right?
I love how like this is like so great. We're on episode 4 of this season, and we're like, ooh, this is gonna be good because we're gonna have like completely opposite ideas, and that's like we have this like on a Venn diagram. We're like,
yeah, it's so funny how
it's
like
so fun. Yeah, I love
so
it.
funny how people are. You know, like our buddy Leo. He is also, you know, I was talking to him about love language, and he's like a huge, you know, physical touch person.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle of it. I don't necessarily want you to touch me all the time. I don't really like PDA. I don't necessarily like. I'll hold
Leo
hands
loves
sometimes.
PDA.
Oh my god, that man is the king of PDA, and like, there's nothing. Wait, stop it. Did Germany even have any love songs?
I'm gonna look. I don't actually think Germany has many good love songs, unless they're like, yeah. Oh, actually, oh my God, what's that rock band from Germany? That's like I went and saw them in concert. Rammstein. So Rammstein is actually their song sounds like they want to like murder you, but they are all love songs. Like a lot of them are love songs, and so yeah, so they do have love songs. Because have you ever listened to Rammstein?
No. I have not. I have no idea who you're talking about.
Okay, Rammstein is this like death metal sounding band. He like covers his face in like silver paint, and they go up and they have like they're burning a baby carriage on fire. I went to their concert last year, or 2 years ago, and it's just like this. Like, have you ever heard of like Du hast mich? It's just like this song that says like hate much, but it's like, okay, sorry, it is insane.
I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, heavy metal is.
So when you look up Rammstein, you look up Du hast mich,
okay,
and it is intense. It's intense, and I got dressed up in my leather, and my hair was in a mohawk, and I had black lipstick on. Like I did all the things. And it was the best concert. And I actually looked up at his songs, and I looked up the translations, and it's like talking about loving someone and like all these things. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Right, you're thinking of Satan worship, but they actually love you.
I did. And I'm going to a Satan worship concert, but it's all right.
So your girlfriends, for me, it's my acknowledgement that they are living this life just like me. Plus the way I eat, I always have to offer to chicken, and I eat a lot.
Yeah,
I love it. You'll know that song. It's good. Okay, I'll have to. It might be something that you'll have to send it to me because I need to figure this out. But yeah, no, it's so weird how like different people like love languages. Like I have a very long couch. One person's over here, one person's over there. I don't want to cuddle when we're watching TV. Maybe like sometimes a little bit. There can be like maybe a little crossover of a limb.
Yeah.
But like my default thing isn't necessarily like cuddling. Do not touch me in your sleep.
Yeah, I am not a big like I try. Some people are, and I'm just like, my neck hurts, this and that. Usually if I'm on the couch and we're cuddling, like I'm afraid I'm gonna fart. And so
Right, I'm not
I
cuddling either.
don't want to be on them. Yeah, TMI guys, I told you, I'm gonna talk all the things. Yeah, I just don't like, because it's usually like after you eat and I'm uncomfortable, and then there's
They
the
squeeze
gas
you
thing.
wrong and you just kind of.
Yeah, they want to like touch my side of my belly, and I'm like, oh, that's what you do to a puppy to like extract the gas. Like, don't do it to me. So yeah, that's the only reason I don't like. But like, we cuddle before we eat. I'm good. Like, I like cuddling. But yeah, there's
Yes, Frank, she did say she will fart.
I did.
And she'll snort too, guys. She's single, and girl, she's single. She got, you want the
all the sexiness,
snorting and farting. Hey, girl.
I'm like your little pig, like, right? Like, you're just like, oh god.
Oh my
Terrible.
god, I love it. So, okay, I already know what your answer to this question will be.
Do you?
Yes, but it's like one of those. Wait, stop it.
5 times.
Oh my god, you guys.
I do not. I own up to it. I will own up to it 100%. Like, yeah. Until I'm at a concert, then I don't. Everyone deserves it.
Fair. So, what's your thought on like soulmates?
Oh, I believe in them 100%.
Oh, you do? I thought
do.
You were going to be anti-soulmate. Tell me more.
I think that, but I also don't believe that there's one. Okay. I think that we have like soulmates that are found in different parts of our life. I 100% think that like I believe I have found at least one. And then it's a feeling, it's an understanding, it's like something unexplainable, but I also don't think that like I'm so multi-dimensional from like, I don't know, I am weird. And so I think that it would be hard to say that there's one, because I get like mates is one thing, but I think that my soul is multidimensional and can be connected to more than one person. So, or at least I hope so. I could be totally wrong, and that's totally fine.
You're such a romantic.
I am.
You are such a romantic. And you know what I'm gonna say about?
Go do it. Say it, girl. Fuck that shit.
When people say it's this chemistry that's like can't explain, I think it is explained. I think pheromones are actually a thing where when you smell certain people, you will be attracted to them. And that's like basically, what is it? Your DNA saying that this is a person that you could reproduce with and not have any like fucked up genes. And so that is what I think your soulmate is actually. Do you like how the person smells after they work out?
Do you ever notice how like that's actually a thing? Like women go, and it's mostly women. They go to the gym, they're all like dialed up, but all that makeup and all the perfume and all the oils is hiding your actual scent.
You have to smell the person that you're with without any of that other thing, and then that's how you know if you have true chemistry.
Totally. I'm an armpit smeller.
No, but I'm not going to just get in there. But you can still
like when you're with someone that you're having fun with. Like I do that weird thing, and I like to smell that. So
come on, girl, get in there. Get in there.
Next time we work out, I'm gonna smell it and see if we're connected. We might be soulmates.
Just go in it, yeah, girl.
I go to give you a hug, and I like do the dip, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
My armpits again, woman. Jesus. But it's like, I love the love story, but yeah, it's I don't think everyone has one soulmate, because what if your one soulmate died like 20 years ago?
Oh yeah,
fucked, right?
Agreed.
Or what if your one soulmate is in Ghana and you live here? It's like, that's going to be pretty. How are you ever going to meet them? But I do think there are, that chemistry thing, that inexplainable thing. I do think that's good old fashioned pheromones, potentially Old Spice.
Old Spice. Or Axe.
Our question: how y'all feel if your significant
I
other
just
was
saw
getting
this.
hugged like Usher did with Alicia Keys? Okay, first of all, those are performers and they're making some bank.
I actually I'd be okay with it because
we would
that's
be
just the
laughing
world
all the way to the bank together. I mean, technically, they don't get paid for that. Blah blah blah.
No.
But
I didn't realize they had to pay though to be in the Super Bowl. I didn't realize that until like.
Oh yeah,
last
but
year.
I mean, Usher's will make bank off of it from his like. He
Yeah.
dropped a new album, like got tour coming out, but yeah, all those memes though about
so
the
funny
Swiss Beats. I bet they're cuddlers. You know, they probably are, and you know.
I mean, I don't know how you cuddle in something that was Alicia Keys. I love her, and I'm not even trying to talk smack, but I could she was stuffed into that outfit. Like it looked so uncomfortable. Like that first couple notes she put out there that cracked. I was like, she can't breathe.
She's probably wearing a corset.
Yeah.
And also, did you see how much Usher was glistening? That man was sweating. That is not an attractive hug at all. There is nothing sexy about sweaty ass dude hugging a girl stuffed in a corset. Like this is not.
She was uncomfortable, and they were probably at some point. He whispered, "He's like this is gross," and that's why she was laughing so much.
I know.
Real gross.
It's like bodybuilders on stage. Like y'all might be looking pretty, but y'all smell like you can't.
Oh yeah, we do. Go backstage. It's asparagus and tanning. It's disgusting.
Right? Yeah. It's all that glistening. That's just nasty. You have to piss in a cup so you don't mess up your spray pan. You like, come on now. So
it's all
things that's all for show, guys. That was a field unpacking type of hug. Well, Frank, maybe she already knew and she decided she didn't want it. Boom.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, like if you don't react to a hug like Alicia reacted to Usher, you are done. You need to be like that's gonna be my new reaction. If I don't give that smile like Alicia gave to Usher, that was not a well-received hug. And we might be friends though. I mean, maybe friends.
Don't worry, I'll smile when you hug me.
Okay. And I'll smell your armpit.
Yeah. It'll be weird, but it'll be good.
I'm like, I just want to make sure I know you, But yeah, that's where a lot of pheromones come from. That's where we smell our pheromones from. That's like all through here where I don't know. It is weird, but it's a thing. I Googled it.
It's an actual, but that's the thing. Like if you're going out with someone and you don't like the way they smell, you need to break up with them. That is not something you can get over. That is your body's natural reaction.
Yes,
you're not a person that I could ever reproduce with, and this is going over every little.
If you don't like their natural smell,
you can't do it. No. You're out.
That's a rough truth.
Now, do you think you will go on any dates this year?
I'm sure I will. Like, it's not right now, like, I'm having fun with, like, okay, so I was just actually telling this to a friend, like, my Fridays and Saturdays are out unless, like, you really represent something that I need to go out with. And I've had a couple people that are like, let's go out Saturday. I said, no. They're like, why? And I said, because I save those for people I know I'm going to have a good time with.
Ooh.
And I don't know you. Like, I mean, maybe. But if I'm not already feeling it, then I'm not wasting because I don't have many nights out. So if I know, like, if I have the opportunity to hang out with friends and I know we're going to go out and have a blast, I'm not going to sacrifice that for someone that, like, is a maybe. And there's been a couple of times I've gone out with people on a Friday or Saturday, and I did have a really good time. And that wasn't like a waste, and that was fine. But if I'm already like, no, we can do Sunday brunch. I'm not saying it won't turn into a longer thing. But like for me, let's do like lunches and coffees are my thing right now because it's just more accessible. Like if you want to do dinner, then you're gonna might have to wait 4 weeks to get on my schedule. And most people don't want to wait. And it's true. Like they're just
I
like,
know your
what?
schedule. Yeah.
You're so busy, blah blah blah.
I
Well,
kind of the same. Like,
this is what I can give you. I get up at 4 a.m. I can't give you a dinner because I want to be home like preparing for my next day. Oh, Saturday. Well, Saturday I've already made plans because I've booked out like the whole week to people I want to actually hang out with. So that
dating
sounds so
does get
shitty.
hard, but I'm the same way. It's
Yeah.
like, well, a lot of Saturday mornings I teach.
Oh yeah, and you coach and like
So it's like I like to go to bed early on Fridays. I might also do that during the week. Like I do a podcast on Wednesdays. I volunteer every Thursday night. Tuesday nights, I'm usually doing ninja with Leo, or I'm probably climbing. Like I might be
you're
top
climbing
roping
and
with
stuff. Yeah.
Rachel. Saturdays, I'm usually climbing. You know what I mean? In the afternoon, like wow.
Yeah, I gotta get with you guys on that those
Yeah, you
Saturdays.
do,
It's just
girl.
been
I think
busy.
we're Humboldt Park this weekend.
I know. I have a party to go to. I can't, but
Party. Um, so okay, so first of all,
yeah, I saw this.
Bad Table Man, yeah, this is out. But this one, eating habits. Okay, I could not, because my love language is acts of service and I need to cook for you. If your eating habits do not match with mine, so if you're vegan, vegetarian, don't eat red meat, I couldn't date you.
Yeah, you're
It
vegan,
just
vegetarian.
it wouldn't work. I wouldn't know how to like express my love for you
I can see that.
without feeding you. Now, there's some things like obviously, if you're like allergies or this or that, like there's certain things, but like I just don't know. And I mean, it's bad enough when I date guys that don't really like sweets because I like to bake. But in the same sense, I guess, bless you, that
Thank you.
thin because I can't imagine like if I baked, cupcakes every week.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. Did you bake Valentine's Day cupcakes?
No, I made the cake for the Super
Oh
Bowl,
yeah.
the cookie cake, and
That
then
looks so great. Oh my god, that looks
that's
so good.
that's my specialty. And yeah,
Cookie
this year
cakes. I used to
did
have
my
one. This is
team.
why we're together, because I used to have one at my birthday for like the first 15 years of my life.
Nice. Yeah, I love a good cookie cake. It's so
Sweet.
easy to make, and then I like to decorate it.
Yep.
And I did when Jeff and Jackie had that party. I decorated Ultimate Ninjas.
That's
And
right.
yeah, I did the different colors for it. And so yeah, I do like to put a little pizzazz on it.
Put a little
But
spunk
man,
on it. Yeah.
it's so easy to do.
Well, they are. Yeah. But I mean, no one has to know how easy they are. I bet that you were slaving all day.
I
Like,
mean,
that's an all day
you do need to know how to bake. I do have a KitchenAid. You know what I mean? Like I have a high quality mixer, baby. And it does take patience to decorate things. So, we're not just out here. So yes, you could
And
easily fuck it
you
up.
like to bake, and I love to like cook all the other things. Like I love meat, roast. I'm a big, oh, look at the tail. We might see the butt.
I told you might get a kitty
butt. We might see
butt.
the perker butt. Oh, hi there, buddy. He's so cute.
He's your baby.
He's so good. Anyways, but yeah, so that's cool that you got to make that. So yeah, oh, the eating habits. I agree. I'm a meat eater. I don't know if you're a vegetarian.
Or if you're like really strict, like guys that are like keto or or
Yeah,
like
the
some
strict
of those,
diets.
like
get
I don't
me.
eat carb. Like it's tough to
That's-
deal with. That's
Yeah,
really
carb, not
tough.
eating a carb.
I think if you come across someone who really piques your interest, you might make it work with a weekend date or something like that. You make the exception feeling them.
Oh,
I agree.
absolutely.
Yeah, but that has to
sure.
be like, that would probably be reserved for someone that like I would have to have met you in real life. Like I would never do like online dating person and do like the prime thing is like Saturday. Like I might meet you out before I go somewhere else. Or I might tell you I'm going somewhere else on the Friday night when I'm actually going to bed.
And then they see your like social media, they're like, you were lying. Then they're like, no, I guess, okay, she lied.
Yeah, look.
This isn't gonna work.
But like, yeah, look, I'm only available till 8:30 on Friday.
I mean, exactly how I am. I'm like, okay, do you want to go to dinner? Like, yes, sure, at 4 o'clock. I said that people are like, 4:30 is your dinner time. I'm like, yeah, I'm on that AARP diet right now. Like,
Man, you could always get a table at that. I know people are like, should we go do dinner at 9 p.m. Mountain Time? Pacific Time?
what be a mountain time?
In the
I'm like, yeah, they're like, you're so old. I'm like, yeah, but then on Saturday night, I'll stay out till 4 a.m. on Sunday. So I make up for it. Like, I'm balanced.
You know,
But
I
yeah,
definitely have a few of those in me. But yeah, no, I definitely like, early dinner, man.
and I don't like eating late because it just doesn't feel good to go to bed, like whatever.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But I will say, I probably, if someday I do want to get married, I will probably have to go on some dates.
Yeah, you will. For
Weird.
sure. I
Weird.
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, no firefighters came in through my balcony, and like I said,
Damn it.
I already know no firefighters. I'm not going to marry a firefighter, so
That's a
I'll have
rough
to.
life. That's a rough. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a special type of love
They
them,
are. Me
but
too. And it's scary. Like you every day you're like, bye, I'm gonna go to work. And you're literally sitting there like, I don't know, I couldn't handle it. One of my best friends is a firefighter, and I'm like,
yeah, as someone that's dated someone, that was law enforcement, it's kind of tough. You got to get used to
yeah.
it. Like, oh, you're gonna go arrest people? Okay, good luck. Get your, bulletproof vests and your body armor on. And look, man,
God.
when there's danger, I am like going the other direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I do like those types of men too. So that does turn into a little bit of a
Yeah. I
damsel in
got
distress.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like, I need a guy that's like an athlete. Yeah,
For sure you do.
I need an athlete. That's it. Like you can't necessarily even just be a bro that lifts. Like you need to be like
using those muscles. You don't just have to look like one. You need to be putting it to work.
I couldn't date a bodybuilder. Their diets are too weird. Most of them are insane. Like respectfully, and
It's a very selfish or self-involved sport, if you want to call it a sport. But
I will, Frank. Maybe I will go on a date. But
maybe you'll get a date from this. Someone's gonna send this to their friend that's like, she just named you, bro. You need to go out with
look. So a guy that works I'm very outgoing, talkative, a little louder. I do not date guys that are like that. Opposites attract. I do date guys that tend to be more calm,
introverted.
We cannot have this type of thing going on both sides. There's only one crazy person allowed in the relationship, and it's me. You cannot match that. I cannot have that.
I feel you. I totally feel you on that. And everyone's like, how does that work? I'm like, is that fire pole?
She snorted, okay? So that's like for a guy, I need him to be that, and I need an athlete. And I also need an ambitious guy. It doesn't have to be, I'm not like you need to make 6 figures, you need to be XYZ tall, I prefer a college degree, but like I don't need, you know what I mean? I just need someone that's ambitious in their life, and because I do a lot of shit, I need them to do shit. So
and I have their ability so that like to allow you to be able to be you while they're being themselves and have their own thing. And that's understandable. I can completely relate and understand that.
Those are the 3 main things, man.
It's not a lot to ask for when you think about it.
And people talk physique wise, look, you need to be an athlete, so you need to look like an athlete. And I don't think I would want an endurance athlete. Past that, I can go anyway, climber, ninja, Spartan, like
power, and having fun.
There's all types of things. I mean, you could be a former college athlete, that you still work out, might not be competing. But yeah, I also need a guy that when I say I ran track in college doesn't tell me about that one time that he ran the 400 in high school and how he's an expert. So I can't have a guy that will try to show me up either in that avenue, which there
Okay.
have been many.
So if he's going to talk about it, he needs to be about it.
Talk about it, be about it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If you can't handle having an X Power 5, there won't even be 5 conferences anymore, Frank. I don't even know. Frank, what are we going to talk about? It's not a Power 5 with Big 12 anyway.
Yeah, no.
Ex-Big 10 athlete there. Yeah. Wish I could still look like an athlete, but I like beef, go Irish. God damn it, Frank. I don't know if I date a hockey player. Y'all are crazy.
Hockey players are a little bit. They have a whole different
wrong with them. So what about you? Kind of, final question, I guess, wrapping up for you. Like, if you were to go, like,
so
do you have a type? Is it? Are you
so
all vibes?
I'm a dater. I'm a dater of all genders. So I have no exact type. Right now, I'm not looking. I'm not searching. But I do like connecting, and I always love connection. That is me. Like, I am right now in the process of probably losing a few really good friends. And because I think they found like their people, and that's really hard for me to lose friends. But it is what it is, because losing things, like like emptying out to like bring things in is what needs to happen. So for me, I do love like connection, and I love individuals. When it comes to looks, I don't know. It's not always about the looks for me. I just and sometimes like, here's the thing. I guess when it comes to people, like I athletes or being into something and like having their life is great. I don't need you to be actively like competing in something.
Right. Yeah.
I need you to take care of yourself. I need you to care about yourself enough that you want to take care of yourself. I like to go out, and like I like to eat, so I hope you like to eat all the things. But yeah, like to be like, to kind of like be enough to like create things, or just say, hey, this is what we're doing. Like, take over. Like, I don't want to be in control of everything all the time. Like, I need someone to be like, this is what we're doing.
Let someone.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that now. I wasn't okay with it before, but I really like don't need to make all the plans all the time anymore. I want to sit back in a more ladylike role. And we talk about like ladies like kind of taking over, being boss women. I'm willing to sit back to like the 1920s and sit in my little role of a woman for a little bit, because I've just like done it all for so long that I'm just okay being. I'm not a petite woman, but I guess if you would like call it, like, I'm just okay being like a lady.
You are a lady. You are a lady. Hockey players are crazy in the real world too. So
yeah,
which sport? Okay, so better looking athletes, because I am also not necessarily about looks per se, because I do tend to like people that are a little rough around the edges. I'm like a pretty boy. Don't give me like a Drake. You know
hockey players are kind of pretty to me. Baseball and hockey are all a little pretty.
So I used to always date basketball players, which I can see that. And it's not even that
they love your high girl. They love 5'4". That is like their specialty.
I'll tell you what, a guy that's 6'8" he's too tall. That's the tallest I've dated. But like, even I know.
I just had some images in my head. Sorry. Okay.
He's too tall. But yeah, so funny story. Like, again, I dated many basketball players, mostly through high school, and they usually never went to my school. So I usually had one at one school, one at the other. You'd have
That's
three guys, the
hot.
one coming in, the one, the main one, the one on the way out.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
That's way too much effort now. But yeah, honestly, I'd have them at different schools. So going down 94 between Ann Arbor and Detroit, every little stop, you got to have that was ludicrous, but on like a smaller level here. I know, right? But well, also my coaches in high school, if I was like dating a guy at my high school,
I'm
like, oh yeah, so yeah, we couldn't do that. We had to swarm out. But like, so
there were some rules.
My freshman year in college, the guy that I was like talking to my freshman year was another freshman basketball player, like star of the team. And then, he got like big man on campus. And so I'm like, all right, go live your best life. And, and then I started talking to another basketball player accidentally.
Naturally.
Then also ended up on Big Ten all freshman basketball teams. So I was like, 2 star players in a row. That wasn't the same. So I was like, I'm going to stay away from basketball players the rest of my college career.
Fair.
But yeah, no, there's good looking men in any sport, man. I've seen some good looking baseball players. I've seen some good looking football players, basketball players, track men.
Yeah.
Like a good decathlete, like the body of
a
god.
And and like long sprints. Because they're just like, they've got like the way that their bodies are built. I mean, you have to have booty because all that junk in the trunk is pushing you forward. So they're gonna have legs and ass.
I can
for sure.
One of my college boyfriends too.
Yeah, no,
400 runner. Yeah. Well, they're watching our thing. I guess. Man. Yeah. It's
physiques are all different. Yeah, and then like when you get into baseball, I feel baseball and football could have a magnitude of physiques because it depends what position you play.
You have designated hitters, right? You have the outfielders, you have the catcher. So it would be more of an outfielder for me because that's gonna be built more like a sprinter. Also, here's another thing too about the type of men that I like. I never have dated an offensive football player.
See, and I was just gonna say, like, offense and defense have different.
I like
the defense.
Gritty people. I don't like prima donnas. I don't like pretty boys. Remember, I am the one that's the there. So any guy that I dated in college that played defensive lineman, corner. I think strong safety, free safety. Yeah, like I never dated a receiver. I never dated a running. Like it was always defensive guys. Something about the personality of guys that play defense was just like
I can see that.
I loved it, man. So yeah, if I date, I would never be the girl dating the quarterback or the receiver. No, give me that. So one guy I dated in college, they like Penn State would have like the intro hype video or whatever, and like one year, like his hit was just like boom. Like, of course, now it's targeting, but they would just use it everything, and I'm like, that was one of my guys. Like,
that was mine at one point.
Something about that, like
I climbed that shit.
Yeah, it's So yeah, it's
That's interesting.
So much of it is not about looks, and it's weird when you think about it, right? Because it's also
the vibe,
personality. It's all about that. Yeah, don't give me a diva.
Well, right, and then it's like I had someone ask me like, "Well, what is like your type?" Blah blah blah, and I'm like, "My type is the one that I'm
started, Frank." Caleb.
My type is the one that makes me feel like the way I need to feel with that.
Yeah,
like I don't, because it's not always going to be the same looking person for me at all.
No.
So
no, it's not. It's it could be a black guy, it could be a white guy, it could be a Hispanic guy. Like there's some fine ass Asian men. Like look, a good looking guy is a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Regardless of all of these other features. I usually date hair, but I mean, you could be bald headed. You could, face all of this. Like, if the guy rocks it with that confidence, like
there's a confidence aspect there that's like super huge.
Mm-hmm. You can't be bald and self-conscious about it. If you're a bald
Right?
headed man, you rock that
Own
bald
it.
head.
And if you're kind of
Exactly.
balding and like, just take it off, man.
Yeah,
Just
go for it.
take it all off.
Go for it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I love
I
it.
agree.
I love it. Man. So I was like, what is that cat? We've had a fire alarm today. We've talked about
Today was the day.
we talked about your marriage. You cried a little bit. You snorted. I think you farted. You said you're
I
gonna
didn't
sniff my
fart today. Yes. I held it all in.
Man. But it is Valentine's Day. And so this means that you're my Valentine.
And you're mine.
I felt like I got to know you on an even better level today.
Yeah.
This is so fun. We'll have to do a few more shows where we just do the two of us and we
Oh,
pick
we
a
will.
topic. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we're strong women, but as people can
there's
see,
so many things to talk about, and I think that like we're not doctors, we can't prescribe anything, and our advice is just for entertainment purposes only. But like I think that there's so much that we can like talk about and throw back and forth. So I think we're gonna be good on a lot of times. And we have like opposite views on a lot of things. So it'll be good.
Weird how similar we are, but how opposite we are on certain things. Like it's so
I know,
weird. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I love words of affirmation. I'm like, that makes me really uncomfortable. Thank you. But on that no, wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's my outro? Hold on, pause, guys. Pause. On that note,
this has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.